Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Garden of Storytelling, episode number 5. My name is Bopha.
I'm Sully.
And today we are going to be talking about dating today versus before technology.
Prehistoric.
Yeah, it feels like technology was so far away from what we had. And I just can't even imagine dating in that kind of time frame where technology is where you find your partners.
It's pretty wild now, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world out there. Like, there's so many dating apps, but dating apps they're tough. A lot, some people are successful, but pretty much only top 10%. Like, for men, if you get a dating app, you gotta be ready to start dating. And if you don't get matched, then you don't date anybody. So it's like another kick in the balls, and you're like depressed.
So wait a second. So these apps, though, do they all have to be a match? Are they all similar? Are all the apps similar?
Yeah, they're pretty much similar. Like, you either like somebody and then they like you back, then you can talk.
So if you don't like each other by a photo?
Yeah, if you buy a photo, so it's, still superficial. They still judge you on your pictures and what you say and if you're real or not. Because
is there a profile of the things that you maybe tweet or is there any?
Yeah, you do build a profile.
Okay.
On Tinder, you build a profile, put some pictures up, some witty stuff. Tinder's some crazy stuff. I've seen some weird.
You already know what I'm thinking.
Some weird stuff.
I'm thinking I'm gonna load my picture up in some AI software.
We have that.
That filter, the AI filter.
Have you guys seen Sully's?
Oh yeah. You were.
Yeah, that was a lie.
Hey.
I know.
Yeah, so you do when you look on the dating apps, these pictures 3, 5, 6 years old. And you show up
That's like every real estate agent.
I know. I was thinking
all
that.
day. I like the old school, but I don't like going to bars. I don't want to sit in a bar and spend a bunch of money. But then I listened to this other podcast. The guy was talking about maybe my girl's at home, sitting on the couch like me, grinding.
Yeah.
That's why I'll never meet her at a bar.
Yeah.
How do you find that person? How do you find the person on the couch grinding?
So why don't you start another dating app where it's
called Grinders?
Grindr?
No, there's already one. So don't talk about that one. Don't talk about that one.
See, that just goes to show you how old I am.
If you are on that one, good luck, be safe, and keep it going. But be safe out there.
No, I never heard of that.
We're not on dating apps.
Grindr's a male dating app.
Male searching male.
Male searching male.
Okay. All right.
Yep. So there's right now it's
No,
Tinder,
you won't find me on that.
There's Hinge. Bumble is gives the women the power, so I can like a girl.
Okay.
But she has the power to talk to me or not. Bumble will accept you or not.
So it's like when Sully grabbed my ass and I had to receive it, and so I went ahead and grabbed your butt back.
Yeah, sort of. So that was without technology.
Yeah, wow.
That was Bumble right there. Let me bumble that booty.
Yeah, it's squeeze, the thumbs up, but it's squeeze. Either you get slapped or you get your butt grabbed again.
Oh my god!
If you did that today, Sully, you're canceled.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
You're right.
Yeah, you do that today,
You're
canceled,
right.
bro.
Really?
Yeah. Even though she liked it, it's still someone said, "Oh my god, I just seen this man grab this woman's butt and she grabbed it back."
Man.
But that's
y'all got it rough these days. Then
it's really rough.
Yeah.
I never expected to be dating in my late 30s.
Yeah.
I met my co-partner. My co-parent, she's awesome. I met her in 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a long time. I can call her after 9 o'clock. I can send maybe 3 texts a day because I only had 100.
Do you think the expectation now for men and women are the same or higher standards? I mean, what do you think now going into the dating world? What are kind of standards or prerequisites that people are looking for these days, right?
I don't even know. I'm so new to the dating world, but I talked to my brother about dating. He's been in the dating world for a while. A couple other friends. It's just so crazy. There are expectations. Guys are shy. If I don't make enough money, because in society you see on Facebook, social media, a guy has to make $100,000. Not very many of us are gonna make $100,000.
No,
you gotta be 6 foot. Not very much for 6 foot,
especially where we live, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we live in Iowa.
We live in Iowa,
middle of America. I mean, how many careers out there that Iowa's a pretty middle class type, state, right? There's not a lot of things that can generate income above $100,000 here in Iowa, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I might be wrong.
But it's not like every woman. I'm saying, I'm not speaking about every woman out there. It's just majority of dating here nowadays and, the technology and the apps is just tough.
Yeah.
Meaning someone's seen the picture. If you don't like somebody, if you don't match, then you have to go out there. You have to put yourself out there and get uncomfortable. Like this year, I went to a concert by myself. Weirdest thing ever.
But was it fun?
It was just odd because I didn't know anybody there. I didn't run into any friends I knew. So it was like, I'm just here at a concert by myself.
Did you meet anybody?
I didn't. I met, Jameson, we hung out for like 4 drinks. But I like the concert. It's just my style of music. Some people don't like it. But it was a big, scary thing for me to step out there and listen to a concert by myself without have the pressure. I've gone to dinner by myself. It's good to go to dinner.
I love dinner.
I love lunch.
Catch me having lunch and dinner by myself all the time. And if
me
I could,
too. I've always done that. Well, because I was forced to, and I worked at the mall when I was younger. But we didn't have lunch at the same time as our other coworkers, so we couldn't just like go buddy up with a coworker.
Yeah.
So I would just learn to eat lunch by myself or eat dinner because I, sometimes I work nights.
Yeah.
And I got used to it. At first it was weird, but then the more that I did it, it was like, this is normal. I wish I had more of that. And even now, like I'll even go have lunch by myself. I like to be by myself.
Oh, I do it often.
Yeah. But my only thing is me being by myself. I don't know if it's my smile, but like everybody's always trying to come talk to me.
You just talk too much.
You're a vibe, and you're a woman.
Yeah.
You're a vibe. And
exactly. When you're a woman, it is easier to for people to approach women per se.
Yeah.
Or women are more inviting too. Like if you're a woman like Bopha, she is inviting. Her smile's inviting.
Yeah.
Her persona, the way that she looks, is inviting. You want to just talk to
How
her.
do I uninvite myself?
You got to have that resting bitch face.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't. I don't even know I have a resting bitch face.
Oh, they call this the kill shot. Just do that. They just walk away. You do the kill shot. Like,
oh
they're
my
gone.
gosh.
You can't see it on camera, but
that's true. That is true, man.
What Chico was doing
if the guy walks over, not going to talk to her.
See, what's so crazy about me is I see so much potential in people. When I look at someone, even the people that are panhandling, or just on the streets, I'm like, gosh, that person, I bet you was such a gorgeous person. And before all of whatever just happened, I see that. I've done that. Even when I was in high school, I remember there's my friend, her name is Savannah, and I'm still good friends with her. And she was emo. And I was in class with her, and I remember.
Well, I mean, we grew up in the 90s, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody was emo.
Some sort of emo.
Yeah, but she was really quiet, and I just took notice in her in class, and I was like, she is gorgeous. And sure enough, when all that happened, when she came out of her shell, she's this beautiful, gorgeous girl, and inside and out, not just, on the outside. So I always love seeing all the potential. And maybe because I was also into like makeup, I was a makeup artist. And so I would always like, gosh, if I got my hands on that person, I bet you I can clean them up.
I bet you I can get them a filter for their face forever. Forever filter.
Yeah. So I don't know. For me, it's like going back to like what I was looking for in a guy. It was superficial, and mine was never never about their jobs or how much money they make. It was more like, does he have nice teeth? Does he have clean shoes? Like stupid little kid stuff, I thought.
Superficial stuff?
Yeah, superficial. Yeah. But I never, ever cared about what they did for a living. I didn't care how much money they made because I didn't have nothing to offer in that area.
Well, I think that goes back to the way that you were brought up.
Yeah.
Plus, your mom and dad gave you everything that you needed, so you really didn't need that in a guy. But
But also, like, I didn't have any. If I'm going to expect that from someone, shouldn't I come to the table with that? And I knew I was never there. I knew myself. Like, I didn't even know what was going on in my life. I didn't know who I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. Wasn't making that kind of money. So why would I expect that for someone to do that for me?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean, it kind of goes back to society and what people think of what men should do and what women should do. And it's like there's a partnership that I think most people right now have sometimes lofty expectations of men and women, right?
Yeah.
It's like, nowadays men may expect women to make a certain amount of money as well, or, to look a certain type of way all the time. Women thinking that, again, men should make a certain amount of money and look a certain type of way, do certain things that modern men should do. Like we were just kind of discussing this in pre-context, like, does a man have to know how to wash his, do the dishes, do his own laundry, cook, clean, and shovel the snow?
You talking about yourself?
Damn, I know, bro. Chill.
But that's like the gender roles I put out. But
yeah,
men should be able to do everything, and women should still be able to do everything.
Yeah, and I think that's so true. Like, I actually talked about this the other day where I was like, I gotta learn how to do some of these things that Sully just, like, for instance, when it snows, he just gets up and just goes about and does it. He doesn't ask me for help. He doesn't ask the kids for help. He just does it because, again, that role of what you play. And then I remember thinking, like, gosh, should I be helping him? Like, because what?
Hell to the yes.
But do we have enough shovel for me?
Yes.
You can always get another
your
shovel.
ass up and be like, I need to go help my man shovel the snow. And if I don't want you to help me, that should be like, you know what? Thanks for the help, honey. But hey, I appreciate that. Same thing.
Yes.
If I come home and I see you doing laundry or cooking, I should be like, hey, can I help you with that? Can I do something? Can I sweep the floor?
Oh my gosh, like this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Remember-
should, but we don't happen.
Right.
No, Sully
happen.
was vacuuming, mopping. Oh my gosh. I went and hugged him and like I actually dried humped him. He goes, "What the hell's going on?" And I go, "You're so sexy when you do that."
Hey, there's something about men doing housework and, taking care of their kids, playing in the park. Women enjoy that.
It's so crazy. I'm just watching it. I'm like, I haven't seen you pick up a vacuum in a minute besides at the Airbnb. It's, but that's not you don't do that. And so when I do see you do, I'm like, oh my gosh.
It goes back to some of our roles that we play in the relationship. I
So
mean,
is that an attractive trait? Like seeing a man clean and do that?
Yeah, because I'm like,
most
gosh,
women?
I've been wanting to vacuum that, but like,
why though? Why is that? Why is that an attractive thing?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to understand that.
Like
me
women, a
try
lot
to
of women
think.
do say they're attracted to men doing like cutting the grass. Like mowing the yard, chopping wood.
That stuff, no, because like,
I know what it is then.
what is?
It's because women want to see men
do their job.
do their job.
That's
Like
not their
per
job.
se,
Don't
this
say
gender role.
Per se.
Yeah, per se.
Don't cancel us.
Yes. This gender role that we're supposed to be playing, right? Women find that attractive because most men don't associate with themselves as that. So it shows kind of like this softer side per se of what a man can be.
Yeah.
And I guess men don't look at women doing gender role men jobs, like shoveling the snow.
So if I go shovel the snow, you're not going to just come dry home my leg.
No.
I'll be like, damn, this feels good to sit on the couch when she does that.
Yes.
You mow the yard, like, get that free tan. Get it. Just put your shirt on in the front yard.
Oh my gosh.
Facts, man. That's true. And I think that's what you're trying to say.
I haven't thought about it.
I mean, that's
So
kind
just
of
indoor
it
stuff,
is.
like women stuff, like guys doing women chores.
Yeah.
Or a turn on for women.
Yeah.
Does it like demean us? Like, oh, look at this little guy.
Yeah.
He's going to be washing the dishes.
yeah.
So mop the floor.
On your hands and
On
knees.
your hands and knees.
That's so sexy.
Cinderella.
Solarilla.
Sexy and mean at the same time.
For real though. But no, I mean, I understand. I mean, I get it to a certain extent because I think it's just it kind of gives a woman a little bit of a sense of pride.
And he can do it.
Yeah.
Like he can, if I'm not here, he can do it.
Yeah, he don't need no other woman.
Yeah.
When I'm gone, he don't need no other.
No.
Shit, he can do
You
it
got
themselves.
You got
That's
this.
exactly what it is, huh? See, I knew it. The truth comes
No,
out.
I would rather have you be happy, whatever that means. If it means being by yourself and doing everything on your own,
Sweeping and dishes.
it's okay.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, when you talk about the way that dating is now compared to when we first started dating, or even our parents, or even previous generations, right?
Yeah.
Like courtship has always been it's a hard thing. I think it's always been awkward. I think it's just gotten more awkward now because you
don't see each other. It's way more awkward when you don't have to force yourself to be in person. Because I could talk to somebody for 2 weeks and not see them, but back in the day when I went down, I wanted to see them the next
Every
day.
day.
I'd
Yeah,
go
that
hang out
was-
with them, and I would get that face to face, that conversation.
get that time.
You know, like text you, like, was he joking? Was it sarcastic? I got to put sarcasm at the end of every
Yeah.
joke. You know, like you don't want to do that. 'cause-
Sarcasm, Chico.
Just joking, sarcasm, funny voice. You know, like
Dude, you would be having every sentence would be LOL.
yeah.
LOL.
And then, are you really? The thing is,
Matthew.
do you really laugh out loud? Like,
Yeah.
don't really. I put ha ha sometimes. If I'm not really laughing, like ha ha. If I really laugh out loud, like I put LOL.
Oh my gosh.
Usually just ha ha.
Okay, so question on that then. So I know in our parents' generation and our siblings' generation, a lot of them was like prearranged marriages. Would you rather have a prearranged marriage or would you rather find your own partner?
I would rather find my own partner. I've
Yeah.
been kind of like not a prearranged marriage, but in high school, my dad hooked me up with my high school girlfriend my senior year. Really weird. Like I was, at home. My dad comes and was like, I got this girl's email and her phone number. You need to call her. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, her dad gave me her contact. Give her a call. Never met her. Never seen her. Like, why not? Right? Senior year, I called her up and we dated. We dated for a while. It's like kind of nice to talk, never see each other and get to know each other. Mm-hmm. That was a good part about dating back. I couldn't call her till after 9 because I had no minutes. She lived super far away.
I know.
So I got like 30 minutes to talk, like every night. It was good. Then when we did meet each other, it was like a nice, connection. But we got to, get to know each other instead of like superficial looks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nowadays, dating's like, if I don't get swiped on, they'll never see me.
Yeah.
If I swipe on them, they'll never see me again. So it's like, the dating world is so tough because like, you gotta say 100 guys are out there. If you're not the top, like I said, 10%, you're never looked at. Yeah. And then guys talk to girls on dating apps is not that realistic. You think it would be.
Yeah.
Because, Facebook's good, Instagram, but the dating app for me, personally, it's been, not great.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that and the opening of the dating world is. And, it's a tough world out there. I'd rather just, find a friend or meet somebody casually, but it's tough. Like I said, most of my friends are married. Mm-hmm. I don't have single friends, but happy being by myself and seeing this dating world because being in your 30s, dating is so weird. Like I'm old school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Said, you guys, how you guys met is a different dating than it is now.
Yeah, for sure.
Expectations back then are different than they are now.
Shit, I don't know what I'd tell you, dude. If we weren't together, bro, I don't know what I would. Well, I don't even know how to date.
I already said I'd be a nun.
Don't know how to date. I don't know how to date. It's like, do I message back? Do I not?
Yeah, I mean, even like when you first reached out to me, I remember it was after the bars or after the clubs.
Yeah,
and
it was late.
It was late. It was like, so it was after 2:00. He
it was a booty call.
Nothing good happens after 2 o'clock.
Well, he messaged me and
but it wasn't a booty call, I guess. I mean,
no,
it was more.
because,
it wasn't.
Because for me, like, of course, like, all these rumors I heard about you, it made me like think, oh my gosh, what does he want? But like, I really want to get to know him. But if I show up at that time, is he going to think I'm, just
a booty call?
A booty call, and
right.
I don't want to be that person. And so I remember, guess what time I decided to? I was talking to my nieces.
Bro, I fell asleep already. I was like, man,
I went over there at 5:00 in the morning.
And you think that's better than 2? I guess so. I guess so. Like,
you guys,
it's like
it's the morning time.
I already fell asleep, bro.
This ain't nighttime. It's the morning. That was good. We're having breakfast.
Well, because it took me 3 hours to debate.
I called her at 2. She called me back at 5. I was already sleeping.
And you want to know something crazy? So remember Kirby?
I do.
So he was trying to get with me before Sully tried.
Kirby's trying to get with every girl.
Yeah.
What did he
Come
not
on.
try to get on?
Kirby was hitting on everything that walked by.
Right. So he would be
That man was...
It's a mannequin. Like someone's moving a mannequin. He's like, "What's up, girl?" I'm like, "She's just dressed that way." Like you go to Little Mexico, like East 15th and Grand. All the mannequins are different. Like those are not regular mannequins. Thick mannequins.
Rest in peace, my brother. Yeah, he always, dude.
He reached out to me. He almost every night, and I'm like, he's like, "Do you want to come over and watch a movie?" I was like, "No." I would always say no to him every time. And as soon as I say no, he's like, "I'm tired. Okay, I'm gonna get to bed." It's like, okay, But then come to find out, he was talking to he would go to the next person.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Now that
I'm not shocked.
Hey, you can't even say that.
No.
We can't even say that because he's like, "Oh, come over and watch the movie." Yeah. That guy never watched the movie ever.
Yeah. So, anyways, I ring the doorbell at Sully's place and. He lives there. He lived there at the time.
Yeah, Kirby was my roommate at the time.
So I rang the doorbell and then he looked at me and he goes, because I've said no to him all this time and here I am coming to hang out with Sully, and it was just kind of funny that I didn't know they were all at the same place.
Small world. I lived in the basement.
Yeah, Chico was staying there too for a while.
Yeah. When before I moved.
Before? Yeah, Chico moved out before, I think.
Yeah, right before you guys started.
Yeah, so when I lived there with Kirby, I got to see how he ran an operation with his girls, so I knew. So as soon as
An operation, that's real. It is. It's not just something. It's like a whole system.
Why are you calling my boy out? He ain't here to defend himself.
No, so when I was talking
you did a great operation.
Yeah. So when I was talking about how when I would be like, I don't want to go over, he'll be like, okay, well, I'm tired, And now I get it. He goes on. That's how I saw him go on to the next person. If someone is not available, he's tired. He's going to the next person.
Kirby was really good at numbers in percentage, right? So
Numbers,
let me ask 10 girls to go out on a date. I might get maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah. And I've never
That's just how he worked.
Yeah,
Very consistent.
Very.
Yes.
I never
very
seen anything
persistent.
like that before. And so for me, again, dating you, everything changed. My world changed. My perspective changed. I saw so many things I probably shouldn't have seen, And so it is, it was really neat to be able to have access to you guys.
Yeah, I would say that. So again, kind of going back to that dating thing, we were in a stage where we were able to go out and meet people. We had a lot of different people and friends, and were able to meet different groups, and then as you did that, then you'd be introduced to different friends and whatnot. But I think that we kind of going back to Chico's deal is like we live in such a small city. I feel. I mean, we're under 1 million people still, and it's just that we're kind of original here, right? So you know everybody. So when you know everybody, it is kind of hard to get outside of that circle, right? And you're trying to branch off and then again, when you get into this age in your your late 30s where you already have you may have some children and whatnot. Now, I think you should be looking at dating as a different way of not like, hey, looking for someone like just to have for love and create a family. Now you're looking for a relationship that's going to betterment each other. I guess this is how I would date if I wasn't with Bopha, right? Like I wouldn't be looking for someone, another romantic partner where I'd be like, hey, let's have a bunch of kids and, have this super great like that's not what I'd be looking for. I'd be like, hey, I'm looking for somebody who can support me in ways what I'm looking to do with my life. And I'm here to help and support you. It's kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like literally we're past the stage of having children and past the stage of, this kind of like, courtship of, let's go out to dinner all the time and watch a movie, drink, all this
Spend
wine.
money.
It's
broke.
No, not that.
Now we're in this build stage. It's like, hey, let me support you in a way that's going to enrich you as a person. And then in turn, I feel good about it. And same thing. So I think that's what you should be looking for when you talk about dating now, right? Yeah. Looking for somebody who's going to enrich you as a person and you enrich them, because it goes back. It's not about money and it's not about status and it's what makes, where I think when you get to this certain age now, you're already looking for, everybody's chasing happiness, right?
And
what
purpose.
Is the definition of happiness and purpose? And I think we're past the superficial stuff, dude, I don't care, man. Like, listen, if you want to be down with me and you can, again, I always talk about relationships in general, not just, partnership in a husband and wife or husband and husband and wife. I'm talking about a relationship in general. How do you enrich each other? And what do you bring to the table? When I come to my relationship with Bopha, I'm not thinking, what can this girl do for me? I'm thinking, what can I do for her, right?
Yeah.
Like, what can I do for my wife to enrich her? Yeah. Because if I can do that, if I bring the best of me to the table, then at the end of the day, it's going to make her a better person. And she's going to in turn do the same thing back to me. So I think going back to the dating scene, maybe that's something you update in your profile. Is like, man, I'm looking for a woman to enrich me. I'm looking for a woman that I can enrich and not just talking about money. We're not talking about monetary. We're talking about.
But what you're saying here is on every woman's profile. You just said every woman's profile. Yeah. I want a man to support me. No, I want a man to do this and that. And like, of course, every man wants to support their partner. Like I was married. Yeah. We have a family.
Yes.
We love each other. We're great. We're good co-parents, but then like you guys found in each other, like you guys had all that, and then you found your partners. Like me and her were partners in that way. That's what I want as a guy dating at 38. I'm not looking for a romantic,
right?
Like I am looking for a romance, but I'm not looking for like I need to start a family and be lovey-dovey. I just want to feel good. I want to be supported. I want to support somebody. Yeah. And I want my own house. So if you have a house, you got to keep your own house. Ain't moving in with me. I like my independence too.
And then
and in my opinion, you deserve that because you've earned that. You've done that for yourself to be able to get to where you're at. In that, you should have the right to say, hey, you know what, like. This is what I'm bringing to the table already. That I want to do this. I don't mind having a relationship. If you have your own, I have my own. That's okay too, right? Like,
I want to have that's how it goes. Like that's kind of like the dating scene that I'm looking at now. Is I don't want a girlfriend. I'm not looking to get married again. I'm just looking for support, a partner. That's gonna be. I don't need a mother to my children. You know,
because you have that.
I have that. I need someone that's going to support me and I can support them. And, someone we're at a party, you come finish the joke or you go along with my joke. I need somebody I need somebody to, be a partner, finish my sentence kind of, but like have fun. Like who doesn't love going to the bar or restaurant?
Yeah.
I love looking at people.
Yeah.
And I sit at the bar, I'm like, that's their first date. They have the same drink.
Oh my gosh, I do that too.
Maybe they've been dating for a while, or like that. And then I get to like my head, like I wonder how crazy they are in bed. He ordered pasta. Come on now.
What's so crazy is that today earlier I went to a funeral, and it was a member of our Cambodian community, and I got thrown in to be a speaker that I didn't know I was going to be speaking on, right?
You should have known community leaders.
I thought that somebody would reach out to me and say, hey, we would like for you to speak. Would you mind doing that? So that I can have my stuff prepared. Well, I didn't have my stuff prepared, but as I was sitting there during the service, I had a lot of reflection that I was doing because it was somebody that I grew up with. And I just thought about the, like my sleepover with them. And then it just made me think of, I remember all the feelings that I had. Like I was like, gosh, their parents are so like cool. Like their parents let them have sleepovers. My parents would never let me have sleepovers. Mm-hmm. So as I was going through that and then listening to the story of Pastor Steve talking about Saryup's his legacy and his life story, it made me realize like, wow, I didn't know that about him, and I really think that it's important for us to talk about our stories, right? And I went up there and I ended up just giving the speech that just got me into a lot of tears. I watched the audience cry. It was insane, but it felt good to put it out there that I think a lot of us suffer from like not being able to talk about things that we've gone through because of whatever fear that we may have from it. But then after the ceremony, I ran into these two ladies at the funeral that has been a huge part of the Cambodian community. And they were giving me suggestions and I was taking them, but I also had asked if they wanted to be on the advisory board or also just a volunteer. Yeah. And they both are willing to. And it was crazy because both of them mentioned how when they were a part of it, their husbands didn't like the amount of time that it took away from their own families.
Yeah.
And what's crazy, before I took on this role as president of the Angkor Wat Association, I asked you, I said, hey, I want to do this, but I'm also going to need your support, your guidance, your patience, because it is going to take a lot of my time, but I also value your opinions, value your knowledge, your wisdom, and I want you to come along on this ride with me because I know I can't do it alone. And at that time, I didn't know who was all going to join the board. And since then, we have this full board of amazing, diverse, talented people. But at the end of the day, I still need that support from my husband, right? He's my life partner that I rely so much on. And that's the same thing that I do for you. Like right now, you are also going through your own growth and changes. And I am here to help guide you in that. And I think back to what Sully said about when you're looking for a partner at our age now, it's not about the superficial stuff. It's about, can you support my purpose in life? Like my purpose in life now in my 40s is to give back to my community. That means that I'm going to be doing a lot of free work where I don't get paid. Who's going to support me still, right? And I think that's where you come in. And I'm very, very grateful that I found that person because like the other ladies had mentioned, is that their husbands didn't like the amount of time that they were away from it. But I look back to the reason why they were taking a lot of time is because we have not had a lot of volunteers in the community. So they were doing a lot of the work. Yeah. Now we have a good selection of people that to help out. So it's not just one person. And I hope that we can be able to include them and allow them to still have that time with their families. That's all we want to do.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with, when you talk about supporting people's goals, it's a very lofty thing to be doing, right? To be supporting somebody to achieve something. And when you get to this day and age, just kind of like we were talking, she has a goal to give back to her community and do these things, and without having another partner to, per se, work and come up with different things to pay the bills. Well, if that's her goal to do that, and it's not, let's say, not monetarily feeding our family, then it does require somebody like me to step up a little bit more. But that's actually one of my goals, right? One of my goals is to make sure that I take care of the family, and also I enjoy working. There's nothing wrong with me. I love work. Bring on the work. You know,
that's most of the goals of most men. Anyways, most of the goals of most men is when you get a raise, what's the first thing you think about? Oh man, I can't wait to have a family. I can take care of a family. I can have children because I'm making enough money. Mm-hmm. That's a guy's natural instinct. Like, I make enough money, now we can have a family. Yeah, I can buy us a home. Yeah, but like you're just talking about partnership. The toughest part about dating is how do I get to that, right? If I'm not superficial, you look at me like, damn, he's not good looking enough. He's too fat. You're not gonna know I could be a supporting partner. I could be a guy that's gonna support you through, because the superficial thing that happens now is social media. You can be like I said, I'm not a nice guy. I'm a good guy.
Gotta communicate it.
Yeah, but it's like if they don't get a chance to look at you, like you're too damn ugly to talk to me.
Forget the communicative ugly. Then maybe you should just put on your profile, I'm not a 10, but I'm a 5.
But
no, I'm just saying, like,
they don't read
I'm
that.
not saying my nephew's a 5, bro.
They don't read that. They don't read the.
I'm just going off of
a 10 and you're a 5. They just like,
right.
It's like, oh, does he look good in the pictures? Maybe he likes I like the answer that he put for this.
So,
but it usually don't, like, you get on, like, I've had a few matches, but it's like conversations go nowhere.
I think you have to sell yourself, honestly. Then it goes to sell.
How do you get how do you get in front of the board? How do you sell yourself?
So right now, social media is huge, right? I believe in social media. I have always believed in social media, and I think the reason why I have success in social media is because I've been consistent even when no one's watching, right? So. Yes. Basically, what I use social media for, it's not for the bad things that people talk about social media. I've built character all these years that I've been on social media. So, and I do this even for my children. Like, I am building their character whenever they allow me to put their like information up on there, right? And there's times where they're like, Mom, I didn't want that up there. And then I was like, oh shit, I do need to start asking them, because they are at that age where they're like, okay, I don't want that to be seen. I don't want that to be even talked about, So I think even for you, like, use social media as not dating sites. I'm talking about social media. Use it as a platform where you're building your character. Show what you're great at. Like this podcast stuff. Take that information that you're talking about and put those clips in, so that way someone's like, man, I didn't know that about Chico. Because I've gotten so many messages about how we've been open about our relationship and about our struggles, and everyone's like, oh shoot, I didn't know you guys are going through the same thing that we're going through or went through, and we're just like anybody else. But they just see this like this couple that maybe have it together. We don't have it together. We are, but according to social media, that's all they see, because we're not putting everything out there. And with this podcast, we have been putting a lot of information, the ugly stuff, right? Yeah. But at the same time, I'm past that point of being shameful of what I've gone through. It's like, I want people to know that this is normal, and I want people to know when they're going through it that there's hope and there's light at the end of the tunnel, because we came out of it and we still are going through.
I mean, growth. Everybody's gonna have disagreements, bro. Like, it truly is something that people just can't get over the fact. Listen, you're gonna have disagreements. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna agree with you. Yeah, I'm not gonna agree with you. You're not gonna agree with me.
That's what makes us human. That's just the best. We have choice.
But I think using social media to build your character, your true character, right? And because the thing is, if you make your thing
still true character, like I'm on social media a lot. I don't post a lot, but like. Yeah, it's all people posting positives. I want to see the negatives. I want to see the dirt. I want to see the grit, but there's not a lot of that.
Then you be the one that do it. You'll be respected.
You don't want my dirt. You don't want my grit. Well, I told you, I'm not a nice guy. I'm a good guy, right? Like nice guys are like those egotists. Like, I'm a nice man. I'm going to take care of you and do this. I'm a good guy. I have flaws. I have red flags. But I fuck up.
Talk about your flaws, because this can be like therapy. Like I was talking about at the funeral when I went up there to speak. What I was saying is that I think it's important for people to share their stories. And I have a project that I'm working on with one of our videographer and photographer where we are going to be interviewing or taking photographs of older elders in our community. And we're going to ask them questions. If they don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But we still want to share their face, right, to the world. But what I said at the funeral was that I encourage the young generation to ask questions. and then I want the older generation to be open to talking about what they've gone through because it's a healing therapy for them. It may be hurtful to go through all that trauma because, obviously a lot of the Cambodians, they survived the genocide, but then they come here to America and it's like, okay, you haven't gone through the whole healing process because in our culture, we don't talk about those things, right? And so who has to carry on the trauma? The kids do, right? And we don't understand where our parents come from if they don't tell us about it. And so when they're talking about my friend's dad that passed away, talked about his hardships, it really just like, it shook me to my core because I was like, now he's gone. What if there's more people that have not told their story and they're going to be gone? That's history that's gone. Yeah. So for me, it's like, it's important to have our history recorded, because we don't have it in textbooks. We have it right here in front of us, and none of us are not none, I would say some of us are afraid to ask because we don't know what kind of reaction we're going to get from the elders. But I do believe that I think we should build courage to speak on it and just to ask, because you never know. Like when I was up there talking, I looked around and I just couldn't imagine. I could not, the tears in a lot of people's eyes. I'm just a 40-year-old girl that just took up this position that had no idea what my roles were. And then to see this room full of people just crying, it really moved me because I know like this podcast, I mean, if you guys see the messages I get, it is like why I do this, because a lot of us weren't taught to speak up, whether it's whatever we are going through, we're taught to just suffer in silence. And like Pastor Steve today said, he was giving 4 ways to get through grief. And he mentioned, don't suffer in silence. And I think a lot of us do suffer in silence, whether it's death, whether it's marriage, whether it's divorce, And that's, I think, again, this is the reason why I wanted to do this podcast. And every episode, I think it gives me every reason, like, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I know that we're in the right spot. And sorry, I'm crying, but it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, man, that's heavy.
Yeah, a lot of people suffer in silence, I admit it, I have, in my divorce, I've had some sad times. Yeah. And I've been by myself because I needed it, but then I've been myself because I was scared. But then when you ask for help, it feels a lot better. Like asking to talk to somebody, different, and getting it off your chest. And I do feel alone sometimes. I feel not lonely, but alone. It's a big difference between being, I like being alone. I don't like being lonely. Yeah. But I was one, sometimes it just happens to everybody. Everybody has a depression, their sadness is what are you going to do about it? Yeah. And you got to have people to reach out to. Yes. I had a problem. I felt really bad, last week. I called my Uncle Sullivan. He's my guy, I can call no matter what. And he talked me through it sensibly. And I'm glad I did because I needed that. Yes. But sometimes I'm going to be the guy that doesn't do it. And I should have. I'm glad I did last week and talked to Sullivan. And, that information he gave me made me feel a lot better. I felt a stress relief, and you talked me through it. Yeah. So that's the things we don't say things. Our society, Asian community, like I said, stop Asian hate. Yeah. We don't say things. It's put your head down, go to work, do your thing. Yeah. Don't be the problem. If you say something, you're going to be a problem right away. And we want to avoid problems. We want to be under the radar, but we got to stop doing that. Everybody has to stop doing that.
I agree 100%. And again, if you guys could see all the messages I get, a lot of it comes down to communication or expressing their feelings and thoughts. I know that Sully and I struggle through that. And the reason why I want to be more open about it is because I believe that the more that we reach out for help, talk, have the open dialogue, it'll only help us grow, and that will help us teach the younger generation so our children aren't going to have to carry our own trauma that we have. We all have it. It's just a matter of being real with yourself and having self-awareness.
I think that's definitely a true fact, right? A lot of us have suffered in silence, especially, when you think about trauma in yourself as a person. That's why you don't hear me talking about. I think I've learned also, me personally, how I've dealt with trauma is just never talk about it. Anything that hurts me, that brings back feelings of hurt, is already gone. I've cut it off and it's gone. You know, like that's just how I've been able to process and deal with my own trauma. So when we do discuss things that take me back to times where it was tough or times where that I've had difficulties with my life, I don't remember it because I'm not trying to remember it, right?
Yeah.
Like I literally am like, what are we going to discuss about? Like it's all these things that have caused problems with my life or things that, you know, have where I felt a lot of hurt. You know, for example, my mom dying. My mom died at such a young age. I was, I think, 20, 21 years old. I remember crying the day, I still remember, it was like October 21st. I found out that she was going to die. She had cancer. I cried all the way home, driving in my car. Remember, it was like driving down 235. It was like jam-packed with cars, and I'm sitting here sobbing in my Honda Civic. And all I can do is think about, dude, the world is just continuing to move right now, and I'm here just crying. My mom is going to die, you know, like, and this is just what life is. And I just remember that very moment. It was just crazy because I still had some time to prepare for her death, even though I didn't know when she was going to die. So when it happened, it hurt very bad, and it took me a long time, which I didn't know that I was probably grieving at the time, you know, because those were our party days. I mean, I was still going out every weekend getting plastered, you know, like every weekend, Thursday through Sunday.
Thursday through Sunday.
Like that was the only thing to keep my mind right, was to drown. Yeah.
Every color. And drown myself in Express clothes and a bunch of booze. Like that's just what life was, you know what I mean?
Black slacks.
Yep, black slacks, Express shirt, and a grip of gel. Maybe blonde tips if you're feeling crazy.
True.
But yeah, those are like the part, like grief is like, but you got to get it out. Like, you know, like, like you talk about, you always shut it off when grandma passed away.
Yeah.
You know, like I just, like last week I cried. It's really weird. I was painting the house. I listened to slow jams, and When Can I See You comes on.
Yeah,
by Babyface.
Yeah.
So Sharky, my cousin, sang that for my grandma.
Yeah.
For a school talent show after she passed.
Yeah.
So all I pictured in my head was him singing, crying on stage, When Can I See You Again by Babyface. And like it triggered for me. I was sitting on the couch, Rito's in like the kitchen. I'm just bawling.
Did Rito see you?
He seen me. He left because he didn't want to cry either.
But he knew.
He knew I was crying. He's like, I just got to leave.
But did he know why?
No, he didn't until afterwards. But I texted. We have a group text with my cousins and my brother. So I was like, I'm just crying right now. I don't know what it is. Like, but it wasn't so sad crying. It was happy. Like,
it's so good.
I got to hear that song, and it brought that memory of my grandma. And when that happened, then I thought about my other grandma passed away, my great grandma, and then my M9, my other grandma. Like, it was good cry. Like, I felt really good. It was just I don't know why I needed it. It's just that song triggered. So I was painting. I stepped off the ladder and like laid on the couch and was just like let it out.
Isn't that crazy?
But it's such a good grief feeling. Like I said, like you need to let it out.
Yeah.
You know, like
I would have to say that I haven't cried.
You haven't done that? Well, I did that.
When's the last time I cried?
I don't know, but I came home on Friday. So Friday it was our daughter Penelope. It was her 15th birthday, and Valentina had showcase, and she was, it was at her teacher's high school showcase, and so we were just in there watching the dance, and this beautiful song they performed, "Love in the Dark" by Adele was performed, and as I'm recording it because I wanted to record the whole dance. I finally heard the words, and they were the words to what I felt 15 years ago, but I didn't know I was feeling that way.
Yeah.
Where it basically talks about, I can't love you in the dark, because I was going through a dark time of losing Penelope.
Yeah.
And I wanted you to come through in the darkness with me, but you weren't there because obviously, like, you know, she was only 17 weeks.
Yeah, we discussed this. I mean,
and
I'm not the one that had the loss on a physical level. Like Bopha was.
It wasn't close enough attachment for you.
Yeah, like it wasn't
for her.
It was so.
It was.
Penelope
She was
with you.
physically, you know, attached to her. So it's like, and me, I'm the first time father. I mean, you got to understand. I didn't understand like what was going on neither. It's like literally we had, you know, given birth to a stillborn, and I didn't understand. Like, you know, this is a baby. You know, like this baby was just born too early, and she was born, you know, a stillborn. So I couldn't comprehend that. It was like not something I was even thinking. I just was like, damn, we just lost a baby, you know. But I couldn't feel that
she felt.
hurt what she felt. There's no way. It's impossible for me. As much as I want.
It is.
And when people tell me that all the time, like, oh, I know how you feel. To a certain extent, yes. I get it. Like, so in me, I'm not a liar. You guys know that. I'm not going to tell somebody like I'm not going to just try to act like I feel this sympathy. So it wasn't something where I was like, oh, let me empathize. And, no, I was processing my own grief as well. Like not only like loss. I mean, this was what, 2006? 2008.
And I used to get mad at you because you don't remember her birthday.
Yeah. No, because again, this was kind of like when I dealt with death in general, dealing with my mom, dude, I forgot about, like, I didn't want to talk. No, did anybody want to talk about my mom? I don't want to talk about her. What was there to talk about? My mom died. I hurt. It sucked. Dude, what's there to talk about? Like, why do we want to talk about being hurt? I don't need to talk about that.
See, right? And then for me was when I was asking lots of questions about your mom, because I never got to meet her. Yeah. So I wanted to know more about her. And so I thought you had all the answers, but it did always seem like you didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk about it because it's just.
But then I just thought, well, maybe you weren't close to your mom, so you didn't know all the information. Yeah. And there's a lot of childhood parts where I would ask you questions you just don't recall. And then I'll find photos. I'm like, you had a birthday. Stop not giving your dad a credit, not giving you a birthday.
No, I didn't say they didn't give me a birthday.
They forget.
Yeah,
like my parents forgot my birthday before.
Yeah.
Like next day, happy birthday yesterday. Like, thanks.
Yeah.
I've been waiting all day for this.
And then it's so crazy.
I know you're busy.
And it's crazy as our modern day parents. Gosh, we're like, okay, put the balloons up for them, get the cake for them. Like it's like the first thing we think of, you know?
Yeah, it was way different back then.
Way different. Yeah. I mean, we did group birthdays a lot.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
A lot of group
birthdays.
That reminds me, like when I was in kindergarten, I don't think we really celebrate my birthday either, but I remember being in kindergarten, I heard on the intercom, Bopha mom's birthday. And I was like, wait a second, that's me. It's my birthday. So I went back home and I told my dad, I was like, it's my birthday and I need to bring treats because I saw other kids bring treats on their birthday. So I came back to school with a belated cake.
Man, then mom was good, dude. Like we didn't get it. I'm telling you, we just didn't get those things. I don't remember. Do you remember,
what, birthdays?
Like,
yeah, we have a couple. I remember birthdays, like, being at my dad's, like the champagne cake, eating that thing.
Oh yeah, I do remember champagne cake.
Oh man,
like your dad always bought.
Always had
champagne
cake.
Cake.
Like Sharky, Richard, Arnold all had birthdays.
All had birthdays together. That I would
remember.
Those
three were always together. Yeah. I was in July.
We need to start doing that with our kids. Like, stop.
It saves a lot more money. Like, put them all together.
Let's do it. I'm gonna do a calendar. I'm gonna see whose birthdays, and we're just gonna do it that way.
Shit, our family's big enough. Dude, family's so big. It's like,
dude, you got a birthday every week.
There's something going on every single weekend.
I know.
I'm like, oh, they're like, I'm, starting dating. They're like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I got this. Like, damn, you do a lot of stuff. Like, I have a huge family. There's always something to do.
I know. And you know what's
it's
so
hard
crazy?
to explain that too. Think about in the dating scene, like trying to date somebody. Like, dude, I have such a big family. Like,
and I'm super close. Like, all my friends are my family, and my cousins. Like, we're so close. Like, you come into the dynamic. It's a little scary.
It is overwhelming. I actually went to dance practice.
We're all boys.
Yeah, that makes a difference too. I went to dance practice last night, or not last night, but yesterday morning. And one of the dance moms, her and her husband, she was telling me how they both come from smaller families. And she was like, I was just telling my husband how I rode with you guys in Florida to get dropped off, Sully was on a call for business. The kids were all like being loud and it was late. We spent a lot of hours. She goes, we wonder how you guys do that. And then I said, it's because we come from both big families, so like it's nothing new for Sully, it's nothing new for me. And so we being together is like when I go to his family stuff, nothing phases me and vice versa.
And we know in this family dynamic, right? If you're looking for attention, you're in the wrong family because
you're not getting it.
There's too many people to give attention to.
Yeah, like Grandpa said, I love you for the first time last year.
Yeah.
That's so amazing though.
The attention thing is I'm not looking for attention. Like, no. Not at all. I don't want attention from my wife. I'm not looking for a bunch of attention from my children. It's like, hey, when we do get the attention though, and when we do give the attention, it's very purposeful and it's meaningful. Like literally, I'm not going to
compete. All you do is compete with each other. The Become Olympics. We all get together. Who's going to hold their arms out the longest?
Oh my gosh.
How many push-ups you going to do?
Or who's the best looking one? Like I always hear that.
Always.
But that's family dynamic. Of like,
who can do the most push-ups?
We just battle each other. I won last time, $100. Uncle Dan paid me.
Oh yeah.
Just because I wasn't there.
No, because I went last. I beat everybody by one push-up. I'm taking it.
Fucking cheater.
$100. I'm the oldest.
That's funny.
That is wild.
But that's like our family is so crazy, like dynamic, and it takes a long. A lot of people are really family oriented. Some people aren't.
Yeah.
They're not used to it. Like how do you function? You got 4 kids.
Yeah.
That's a crazy dynamic. 4 kids, different sports. You guys are driving everywhere.
We're never together.
Business together.
Mm-hmm. And
divide and conquer.
We really do, and that's what makes it work. And I think what's so crazy is I feel. If I wasn't with Sully, I do think about that. I'm like, what if I dated somebody that didn't have a big family? Would my family be too much?
Hell to the yes.
Yeah. You have a big family, and your family's much,
bro. Like
we're all females.
It's all female. There's so much estrogen in that party, in that side of the family.
Dude would be running, bro.
Yeah, you're lucky you got some because we're a bunch of strong men. It's still intimidating. We see other ones God damn, there's so many of them.
I know. Well, Sully is so funny. He does this thing now with all these. So we have lots of nieces, right? They're all either dating or something. Every time one comes camping with the family, Sully does this test. Tell them what you do.
I'm the gatekeeper for the in-laws. If you an in-law coming on board, dude, you better be ready for taking out the garbage, dog. That's just, you have to learn how to get initiated because you're gonna have to put up a lot. This family of women
demand a lot, probably.
Demand a lot, bro.
I don't know. I just see.
No, we don't demand a lot. It's just as soon as we're together, all the men's what can I help you with? Oh, great. If you're going to offer, let me go ahead and tell you what you could do.
They don't have to. Their demeanor already puts it out there. Yeah. You better already know, boy. You better get to the business right now.
And when you guys come together, it's like superpowers. I got backup now. Yes. I got backup. You guys all better do something.
Yes, for real.
Oh my gosh. What's so funny is that you guys' family want to do a family reunion with my family. It's this summer, so it's going to be in July. It's going to be in our backyard. We don't have the exact dates, but my family's coming down from Seattle, so we're waiting on that date. And then we're going to be having a Bacom and a mom reunion.
Wow.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah, make sure you get some dye in that pool. Ain't me peeing in the pool. Not me. He's probably those people from Seattle. They've never been in a pool before. They're in the rainy state. They just pee and rain.
Oh my god!
But I won't fart.
Chico's gonna be in there by himself pissing.
Where my chubby swim trunks.
By then I don't know. Man. You might be a fit. What's that called that you used on your what is it called? Artificial intelligence.
AI.
Yeah. The artificial intelligence. Did you do that?
No, I didn't. I didn't know how, so I stopped. I went on the app. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna look good.
I want to find.
But I have no selfies, so I haven't had a selfie in a long time. So I couldn't pick a picture. All I have is old thirst trap pictures. I'm not gonna be AI. That look at that motherfucker's abs from back in 5 years ago.
Hey, real estate agents never change their photos, so
never.
I mean, I haven't.
That's
changed,
dating apps. That's
I haven't changed mine since I started 3 years ago. Mine's still the same, but I look the same. But yeah. No, you have photos from 30 years ago.
But we know women are not gonna change their picture. You guys don't age very well. Sorry.
Oh, damn.
Okay, now I know why you're single. Now I know why you're single.
Can we edit that one out?
Just joking.
No, I mean, the thing is, men with the same way, I think, again, that goes back to what people are looking for in men and women and the expectations of how a woman should look or how a man should look at a certain age. Fortunately...
If they take care of themselves, you look better.
Fortunately for men, I mean, as the older we get, you still can look really good, right?
Yes,
as long as you maintain your hair and
the silver and the black and
where are you getting this information from?
What's that?
Where are you getting this information from?
Girl, that's from
we're like fine wine, man. That silver fox hair, the dad bods are coming back.
Let it be known.
Ex-athlete body.
Yeah,
man, we didn't get to touch base on a lot of our stuff, but hey, you know what? It was a great conversation.
Yeah, it went a little deeper, and
it did.
Yeah, so
we'll have to touch base on that next time, right?
Yeah, if you're out there dating, keep going.
Yeah,
get through that door. Let someone find out your personality. It is, but for me, it is if I don't get swiped on, I know I gotta bring my looks back up.
Yeah, build your character. That's number one.
They don't click on character if they see an ugly person, so you gotta get the looks up. I'm just being real.
But you're building character for yourself too, and you might meet that person.
Put a
in real
bio
life.
out there, dude. Listen,
thicker
I'm telling
than a Snicker. I got it out there.
Thicker than a Snicker.
So you want a Snicker?
No.
What?
I'm thicker than a Snicker. Not
thicker than a Snicker. Oh my gosh.
Apparently, she doesn't know what that means. Sully.
I don't
you
know.
see some stuff
Chico?
on Tinder, people you see like weird, like, oh, you need a place to sit, my face, stuff like that. Like it's random out there,
Hey, Chico's in a
and I wouldn't understand
serious dating world right now.
I'm just gathering information, for the podcast, researching. That's it.
Okay. Well, if you guys are single and looking for someone, Chico is available.
I would only pay for the first date.
Yep.
But you have to be entertaining.
Yep. Okay. So first date is covered for.
Always. That's the gentleman.
Okay,
Gentleman covers the first date. You open the door for the lady. You text her good night.
Hey,
and
but
you make sure she's home safe.
But do you go with the test where you unlock the door, let them in, and then you do the old
the Bronx
old test,
story?
the Bronx Tale story where they got to reach over and unlock the door for you?
No.
Does that happen anymore?
No, that's perverted stuff, right? Or you reach over across them?
No.
What are you talking
You
about?
you let the girl in first, and you make sure the door is locked. So then you got to see if she reaches over to unlock the door
Sully,
for you.
Dude, we have automatic door locks, bro.
And also,
are you still winding down your windows?
And also, back in the day, Sully, the locks were on top.
Yeah.
They don't have that. You can't tell if it's locked.
Well,
or not.
at least they got to hit the unlock button.
Maybe.
No.
No, it don't work that way no more.
No.
People usually, if you're dating a guy from 1993, you got a Ford Escort, you got to do that. I am being judgmental right there. It might be his like a city car, like to work car.
A city car.
Oh,
I actually want a city car.
All right, y'all. Let's wrap it up. Hey, thank you for joining us for episode number 5 of the Garden of Storytelling. And we just love hearing all your feedback and comments that you guys are providing us. Please give us more, ask us more questions. We want to engage more dialogue with you folks out there who are listening. Again, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Peace.